Hello and welcome to Newsfeed on Trust TV. My name is Dorcas Yakubuzala, bringing you trending stories that people are talking about and sharing around the globe today. Tinubu awards slain military officers MON, approves scholarships for children, houses for families. Ningi demands reinstatement, threatens to drag Akpabio before NBA. Dollar not selling at 1,000 naira to a dollar, BDCs debunk viral post. And on the foreign scene, Israeli soldiers shoot and kill 2 unarmed Palestinian men in Gaza. Now, top on what's trending, President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday conferred National Posthumous Award on 17 slain military personnel killed in the Okuama area of Delta State. At the burial of the officers and soldiers at the military cemetery, Abuja, the president also announced scholarships and house gifts for the children and families of the slain military personnel. The officers and soldiers were murdered by criminals of the Riverine community on March 14, 2024, when the men in uniform were on a peace mission on warring Okuama and Okoloba communities in the area. 4 slain officers were awarded the honor of members of the Order of the Niger, MON, while 13 slain soldiers were honored with Officers of the Federal Republic medals. Now, a netizen said, "Thank you, Mr. President, for the gesture, but please, their benefit could also be paid within 21 days at your kind directives. This will lessen the burden on their dependents. Thank you, Mr. President. A new Nigeria is here." Another said, "But how those said criminals were able to kill all these numbers of soldiers still remains a mystery." Another said, "Deepest condolences to Nigeria. May their souls rest in peace with God in heaven, and may God grant the families left behind courage, sincerity, and consolation. Amen." Meanwhile, the defense headquarters have declared 8 persons wanted over their roles in the recent killing of 17 military personnel in Delta State. The military released the list on Thursday at a briefing in Abuja. During the briefing, the Director, Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, called on Nigerians, especially residents of Delta and adjoining states, to assist the military with credible information that would lead to the arrest of 8 persons allegedly responsible for the killing of 17 soldiers in Okuama community in Delta State. General Buba says the military remains determined to fish out the perpetrators of the heinous act in Delta State, reaffirming its commitment to rescue all kidnapped and abducted victims in Nigeria. Now, someone wrote, "Thought the army said they were youths. These don't look like youths to me. I've lost faith in the army." Another said, "With the anger I saw yesterday during the funeral of the slain soldiers, if these guys are caught, my brother, it's rest in peace for them." Another person said, "Post their pictures well. Their names and faces are not showing. We need to look out for them. They must be found and prosecuted. This would give the families of the deceased a sense of closure." Now, President Bola Tinubu says individuals involved in such despicable crimes like kidnapping must be treated as terrorists. The president said this at a Ramadan dinner with members of the federal judiciary led by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Olukayode Ariwoola. Reiterating the government's resolve to defeat banditry, President Tinubu said those who resort to kidnapping children are cowards, incapable of confronting the might of the Nigerian armed forces. Now, someone said, "Hiked fuel price should also be treated as terrorism. We've suffered too much." Another said, "Stop granting militants and bandits amnesty if you people want this to stop." Another wrote, "I pray so. May our president do the needful." Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says security agencies, including the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, are investigating questionable foreign exchange allocations and forward contracts previously estimated at $2.4 billion made by certain firms. Recently, the Apex Bank engaged a global firm, Deloitte, to carry out an audit of $7 billion debt, revealing that about $2.4 billion FX allocations from the $7 billion backlogs were invalid. Briefing journalists in Abuja after the 294th meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee, the CBN Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, said security agencies were investigating the FX transactions that had been declared invalid by the audit report. Cardoso said law enforcement authorities would unravel issues around foreign exchange transactions that did not meet the standards of the regulatory agency, saying the report of Deloitte consultants revealed that the majority of the transactions did not meet the criteria for the payment. Now, someone said, "Forget sentiment. This administration is doing well about economy recovery." Another said, "Better than Emefiele in all aspects." Another person wrote, "The best CBN governor ever. Kindly go after POS guys too, because they are the ones not allowing us to get cash at the bank ATM anymore. We believe in Tinubu's government to give us a better country. God bless Nigeria." Now, contrary to the reports making rounds on X, formerly Twitter, Bureau de Change operators said there was no truth in reports that the dollar is now selling at 1,000 naira at parallel markets. There have been rending reports on X that dollar is now selling at 1,000 naira in Abuja. The X post read, "This morning at Zone 4 Abuja along the Sheraton Hotel, the dollar is selling at 1,000 naira to a dollar. Abdusalam BDC is selling 900 naira if buying over $5,000. Now, a netizen said, "No essence if food price cannot drop." Another person wrote, "Love the way it's going now. This was the same pattern they used to rise the rate, so same pattern can be used to bring it down." Another opined, "Using their strategy against them, I voted Peter Obi, but Tinubu is a bad guy. He is good. They say if one does well, hail him. For the Forex matter, I hail him." Now, let's take a short break, and when we come back, you get to know why flights were grounded in Port Harcourt International Airport. Stay tuned. Welcome back, it's Newsfeed. Now, the senator representing Bauchi Central in the Senate, Ahmed Ningi, has written the Senate President Godswill Akpabio demanding that the suspension placed on him be lifted. Ningi, who wrote Akpabio through his lawyer Femi Falana, noted that if his suspension was not lifted in the next 7 days, he would drag the Senate before the Federal High Court. The Senate on March 12th sent Ningi on 3-month suspension over his claim that the 2024 budget was padded to the tune of 3.7 trillion naira. Now, someone said, "So someone who exposed the atrocities of the federal government and Akpabio is now the enemy of the country? This is why Nigeria will never get better. The bad ones are loved and the good ones are hated. Let's keep it on. Our eyes will clear. I pray it's not too late." Another said, "Is it Akpabio that suspended you? Isn't it the whole house that suspended you?" Another wrote, "He has started feeling the heat." Flights were grounded at the Port Harcourt International Airport following a protest embarked on by some women from the Ipol community in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State. The protesters, all dressed in black, blocked the airport roundabout gate, which leads into the complex, even as they brandished placards with various inscriptions, some of which read, "What is our offense? Over 7 years of no NEPA lights, no single access to mobile network, no good access roads within Ipo community," among others. Angry women barricaded the Port Harcourt airport on March 27, 2024. The situation disrupted flights within the airport for about 2 to 3 hours. A source inside the airport revealed to newsmen that while arrivals weren't affected, flights couldn't depart because the passengers were prevented from getting into the airport itself. The disruption lasted till about 8 a.m., after which the gates were opened. Now, someone said, "An oil-producing state should not be complaining of lack of all these basic amenities." Another said, "But Wike said that he has done all the roads in the state." Another netizen wrote, "Why didn't you guys protest during the time of Wike?" Now, an internet personality, Solomon Buchi, has advised women not to marry a man who cannot call out and rebuke his parents. According to him, the protective nature of men isn't just in bigger toned muscles, but in their ability to be firm, stubborn, and bold even to their family. He said it's easy to find a man who can protect you from outsiders. Please find a man who won't be scared to protect you from his family if need be. Men ought to be men. Now, a netizen said, "Rebuke is too strong a word to use with your parents. Better still, just talk with them and make them know how you feel." Another said, "Talking to my parents in private, yes, but rebuking my parents is a no. I don't understand." Another wrote, Thank God my family has sense. There will be no need for this. Maybe your own family needs rebuking. Now, Yemi Alade, the renowned Afrobeat artist, affectionately referred to as Mama of Africa, has shed light on the reasons behind her frequent wins at award ceremonies. She expressed that when she first started in the musical scene, all the men had wanted to sleep with her. Her refusal to comply with such advances may have adversely affected her chances of receiving awards in Nigeria. Yemi Alade expressed that a lot of times she is not nominated in award categories and that it largely has a lot to do with men. Alade also stated her confusion that even though she is one of the most viewed and most subscribed Nigerian female artists on YouTube, she still constantly feels overlooked by the award shows. Now, someone said, Mama of Africa, no nude, no scandal, no negativity. God bless you, Yemi Alade. Another said, this is the same thing Kunle Remi said. Their industry is too deep. Another said, name a song that deserves an award and didn't get it. And now on the foreign scene, Israeli soldiers shot dead 2 unarmed Palestinian men at close range in Gaza. Their bodies buried in sand and rubbish by an army bulldozer. Exclusive broadcast footage obtained by Al Jazeera has shown. The men repeatedly waved what appeared to be white fabric in a sign of surrender and to show they did not pose a threat. Now, a netizen said, lives of Palestinian men should matter as much as any other being. Stop dehumanizing them. Someone alleged, Israel is supported by all kinds of weapons from America and other countries to kill us. Another netizen said, don't write war on Gaza, it's genocide. And now onto a funny video of a typical example of you're tired but food is life. Take a look. And that's all we have for you today on Newsfeed. Follow us and subscribe to all our social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Until next time, goodbye.